Hey everybody, welcome to the Tech4O channel and another smartphone review. This could just be the best budget smartphone of 2018, the Huawei P20 Lite. Let me start quoting one of the best smartphone reviewers, MKBHD, with something he said almost 2 years ago. Cheap phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap. Looks like this statement was unfortunately torn apart by the price boosts that iPhone and the Samsung Galaxy series have got, but if we look aside from models that people buy to show off, Marcus is still kind of right, and his statement is perfectly justified by the P20 Lite by Huawei. It is hard to find the numbers. The greatest amount of devices that the Chinese giants have sold belongs to the P Lite series. And while there already are so many P20 and P20 Pro reviews, it is time to look at the Lite model into details. There is not too much of glamour when unboxing the P20 Lite. Inside the box there's a charger, a USB Type-C cable and headphones with terrible quality. Honestly, the package is better off without them. Putting this aside, the phone is quite awesome. You may find it in 4 beautiful colors: black, pink, gold and blue. And yes, it looks a lot like the iPhone 8 series, with nicely curved edges and beautiful front-back-glass coverage with some metal on the sides. The back is a fingerprint capturer, cause it is glass. Oh, and literally the fingerprint scanner is there too, unlike its position on the other P20 members, which have it on the front. If you haven't touched the non-lite models, it will be tough to say that the one we look at over here is a more budget-friendly version. Dimensions are similar to last year's model, and to avoid saying numbers, the device is easy to operate with no matter how big or small your hands are. The body is not only convenient for ladies with smaller hands, furthermore there is software trigger to improve one-handed mode for people with extra small hands. Using the device, you will get the nice feeling of premium build quality, and it just looks great. As usual, Huawei have no capacitive buttons and rely on navigation that is part of the display, which is 5.84 inches with an ugly notch that can get hidden via a software switch. And in fact, if you hide it, it looks perfect on the black version. Embedded in the notch are the sensors, the earpiece and the front camera. On the back, we find the dual camera system, which can take some stunning photos. Sides are also common, power button and volume rocker on the right, and the phone speaker, one of the microphones and the headphone jack on the bottom, along with the Type-C port. And there is no waterproof rating at all. As for hardware, Huawei have decided to once again use the Kirin 659, a well-capable octa-core CPU that powers other mid-range Huawei devices. Partially disappointing because it is a minor step up compared to last year's 658. In short, if you're looking to get a serious performance boost from P10 Lite or even P9 Lite, then think of something else. The performance of the P20 Lite is comparable to last year's model, at least concerning computing power. What contributes a lot to the way better user experience is the faster NAND and the amazing for the price range camera. And while the CPU may not be the driving force for you to buy the P20 Lite, the camera could certainly be. With the big remark, it ain't record 4K, a deal breaker for video producers like me, but probably not a great concern for an average user. I've stated this many times, no matter how good the hardware is, what really matters at the end is the user experience. One word here: excellent. Software which is well matured, handy features, and more or less everything you'd wish a phone to do is possible with the P20 Lite. From my own standpoint, there is no double tap to wake, and I hate seeing a fingerprint on the back, but that is more of a personal preference. If you're an Android tinkerer, root is not too easy to get, and seems to have declining importance. Even Chainfire, who has been maintaining root for years, has announced he doesn't need it any longer. Switching to the camera, the shots I've taken can be quite amazing, especially if light is good. The dual lens system seems to be reliable, and you probably remember that the P series were among the first to adopt this technology. The second lens can add excellent bokeh effect for DSLR-like feeling. You'll also notice that photos remain clear even if we zoom in, and the amount of data is quite high. The reputable DxOMark testing has rewarded the P20 Pro and the P20 with the highest current smartphone camera ratings, and while we have no exact rating for the Lite version, it certainly is not too far away from last year's P10, which is still quite amazing. The biggest downside of the camera is the post-processing gear and also the lack of stabilization. While colors are well balanced, even a bit oversaturated, the lack of stabilization may disappoint and leave a bitter taste when playing videos back. Still, we have awesome smartphone gimbals to help us get professional looking footage for around just $100. The camera app is also good, it is tidy, and the important features are just a swipe away. And you have beauty mode to look more beautiful, which didn't work too well with me, and apparently it's not me on the photos. As for the rest of the software, let me show you some more bits of EMUI, as Huawei names its Android flavor. It is faster and better than ever. I love the integration of dual SIM options. There also is face recognition among the security options. No wonder Apple were so focused to show us how precise their solution is. Android devices are catching up quite fast, and the P20 Lite does unbelievably good job there. I've tried running a few benchmark tests, and you will notice that it performs decent. Gaming is fine if games are not too CPU intensive. As for battery life, it shines again. Tons of software optimizations and power efficiency improvements on the CPU side contribute to long-lasting cycles between charges. If we closely explore the whole package of features and specs, the P20 Lite ticks all the boxes for a stunning mid-range phone and even goes beyond that. But it may not be the right one for many of you too, especially if you look to have access to many custom ROMs, or if you're a double tap to wake addict, as I am, or if you simply need 4K video, or if you need stabilized video. So what do you think? Is it the best mid-range phone of the year? Or which is your current favorite? I'll be closely following your comments below the video. If there are a few seconds you're fine spending here, make sure to like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. You can also help me develop the channel further by supporting me on Patreon and getting access to some of the exclusive content over there. It's been a pleasure to make this review for you and also to use the P20 Lite. Hope you liked it too, and I'll see you soon.